Everyone, welcome back to the channel. Autopilot Eats here. Just had to do a test drive of the new Model Y, see my thoughts. They did give me the launch edition. Let's see how it goes. So this is the new launch edition here, the new Model Y. As you can tell from the back here, dual motor, of course, all-wheel drive, Model Y, which is great. The lighting here in the back, everyone, on this light bar, I will say is smooth, okay? Let's do the back first and then I'll let you all on the front there. This new light, the new camera there, right in the center there, it is nice. I will say, I'll show you all when I go in the front there how it looks how it looks on the touchscreen, but it is nice. Definitely the rear spoiler here looks definitely like a huge upgrade here, which is great because as you all can kind of see, it sticks out a little bit there. So if someone hits you in the back here, it'll hit this before it hits that, which is nice. Okay, let's circle around the bend here. Interesting enough, I don't know what this is here, what light this is for. Maybe for people, depending upon how you're facing, they can kind of see that car is on or something. I don't know. Someone in the comments, let me know what that is here. Okay, look at the tires here. Of course, the aero wheels. These actually do look pretty nice, I will say. Now, the only downside is, everyone, actually, the great side is if you're looking at the aero wheel here, it looks like if you hit the curb backing up or going forward somehow, some way, it looks like it might hit the tire first now before it hits the wheel. Okay, I mean, before it hits the wheel there, which is nice. I will say, oh my goodness, that's an upgrade because I got tons of things on mine from hitting the curb there. Look around here. And we're looking at this specifically from the back end of this. It looks exactly the same, okay? Really no difference outside of, it looks a little bit like it's the same, but it's got a nice little just hang right across, nice aerodynamics that they did on here. And then of course, right at the mirror there, I think this is also for aerodynamics too as well. And we're going around the front, of course, all the cameras and everything are the same there. The light bar here, as you all can't kind of see there, this light bar, everyone, is just for during the day. So it's the daytime running lights, but your headlights are at the bottom right there, as you kind of see there, which is great. I gotta say, everyone, looking at this from now, I think the front is nice. It's nice. It's nice, no doubt. The front, everyone, is still not powered. But once you put it on there, opens up really nicely here. And thankfully the headlight here is attached to it so it doesn't also pop up there too as well. Washer fluid has changed from down here, which now is here compared to the top there. And then you got a drain plug, which is there. And then you got a nice kind of storage space here to kind of put something down in there. Of course, won't put a stroller there, but at least you can put, if you're going to a game or something, you want to fill this up with a bunch of drinks and beverages, you got enough space to do that for sure. Okay, I like the indentation here now to make sure this closes right in there pretty nicely there. I think that's nice. Yeah, that's nice. That's nice for sure. Let's come around the bend here to the other side here. Again, similar kind of footprint here from the old model, the legacy Model Y. Exactly still the same, I would think here, but I do like the cameras here, as you all can kind of see there. Cameras right there, which does say we are hardware 4. But overall, everyone, I gotta say, this rides smooth. But from like my initial drive of this thing, it rides smooth. I gotta admit. Let's see if we can open up the back here. Press that button right there. So now we're going in the front here. The taillights do kind of go along with this here. Still, of course, you got the charge port there, which is exactly the same here. Nothing has changed there. But oh my goodness, look at the storage on this thing right here. Looking at this, everyone, this storage space is actually, it looks a little bit snug. Like I wish this right here was out a little bit more there, and this one here was out a little bit more, so you could fit kind of something there. But if you got the seats like just like that, I think you could fit about 2 to 3 strollers in here, depending upon what size they are. And then you got the side cubbies on the side there, and then the extra storage space here, which is actually pretty deep there. That's pretty nice. Then you got the sub trunk here, just a little space, maybe put a charge port there, if anyone wants to do that. And then of course, you got this here that you can put up there, which is nice to just to make sure, you know, you got no one that's that can kind of look in what you see, what you have in the trunk there. But nice material in terms of the velvet here. I mean, the carpeted, I think this is nice, the carpet. And then everyone, I don't know what kind of material this is. Someone in the comments let me know, but this looks nice and smooth. It feels luxurious compared to the Legacy Model Y, the Legacy Model 3 here. I don't know what it is. It's kind of like a velvety kind of material. Kind of weird, but it's nice though. It looks like if you dampen this or if you soil it with something, it looks like it'll rub right off compared to the Model Y there. And the Legacy 3s, it was kind of bad. Look at the front seat, I mean the back seat there, drops down there. Got the 60-40 split in the back there. Then you press that little button right there for the other seat there. That's nice. It drops it down pretty smooth, pretty fast there. And then all you gotta do is put that up. You see the front seat kind of go up there. I think that's pretty nice, okay? And then this one also goes up there, and the front seat moves up and then goes back to the original position there, which is nice. Let's slide into it and see what my thoughts are. 6-1 driving position right here. Let's see, everyone, how it looks in the back here. Let me get out here, open up the back there. 6-1 driving position in the back there. Oh, that's plenty of space. Oh, wow. That's space. Now, the previous generation, everyone, it looked a little bit snug, but now you feel comfortable. 6-1 person driving in the front there and a 6-1 person in the back here, that's nice. Of course, you got the weird touchscreen there. It is quite small, I have to say. But of course, you have kids, they'll be entertained there. But I probably wouldn't, I don't think it's really needed here. But it's nice because of the touchscreen and things like that. And you can control the music from the front, from the back, from the front there. And of course, the rear kind of light bar kind of goes in the back here with the nice, again, another kind of speaker, which is their front back seats, kind of holders there. Which is actually kind of sturdy there, which is pretty nice. But again, you feel comfortable, which is good. The emergency exit here, kind of latch there, is at the bottom there, so now it's clearly noted, which is good. Plenty of headspace up at the top there for a 6-1 person driving the back. But everyone in the back seat, I feel comfortable. Now you got of course, the ambient lighting here. Which does look nice, I will say, that you can control from the touchscreen right there. Okay, it looks like it's directly built in here, which I do like. And if it needs to be replaced, I think they can just kind of slip it off and then go with it here. But again, everyone, before we go on to more interior there, just want to let you all know one more time, this is, everyone, this is the Model Y Launch Edition here. Of course, full self-driving hardware number 4 with the acceleration boost. So it gives you that 0 to 60 and quite a good time. I think it's 4.2, 4.1. If I'm not mistaken. But it's nice. It's smooth. If you're looking at the cameras here, look at the front camera there. And it's got the little washer that you can kind of wash the front camera with too, similar to the Cybertruck, which is nice. Then you lift that up there and it gives you the back camera there. The position of the back camera here, I have to say, is positioned quite well because of where it is. So now you can kind of see a more of an upward sort of camera angle compared to it being down below. So I gotta say that's smooth, okay? Let's move on outside of the touchscreen here, because I think that's all the same outside of everyone. Of course, you have to drive and then park this thing and then reverse it Of course, all on the touchscreen here, which for me, since I drive a Legacy 3, I don't really like that. But that's neither here nor there. Let's move on. Okay, got the wheel there. Wheels is all touchscreen, of course. It looks like it is something that it's clickable. You can press it, which is nice. The wiper there, and then you got the lights there. Don't know what that is. It looks like it's nothing there right now. And then you got the voice control there. And then I think this is the cameras right there, which it pops up there. Okay. But look at the speakers here. Got a speaker there, speaker up here. Okay. Then, of course, you got the speaker across this thing here, too, as well. The other side, too, got the speaker there, which is nice. And then it looks like, everyone, this right here with the hazards and everything, that's not a button that you kind of press. You can press it, but it's not a clicker. It's like a kind of just a tapper there, which I think is pretty nice. Just a tap there, and it just goes on there. That's really nice. In-facing camera there has changed quite a bit there. Looks like it's definitely an upgrade for sure. I don't know if everybody can kind of see that there, but it's definitely an upgrade for sure. Everything else kind of looks the same, everyone. When you look at, for those who remember, when you had a new Model Y, you can barely see out of the rear view mirror. It's practically the same exact thing. Can't really see outside of the back mirror there. I don't know who does that, but I guess because of the slope and the way it just appears, they have to do it that way. Okay, but you look here, you got some sort of velvet kind of cloth there. I think that'll be hard to kind of clean compared to just keeping it just similar to the top there. I think it's going to be tough to little clean there. But I do like here, it's almost like perforated there, right at the front there. And it looks like the AC vents kind of go kind of up and out compared to now when it was kind of just flat. I like that. I think that's kind of smooth there. Okay. Center here, center console here, push one back, opens that up there for the two cup holders. Kind of a deep storage here, similar. Actually, it's actually more deeper here than the original Model Y, which is kind of interesting there. Of course, you got the Launch Series badge right there. But once you click this one here and then click it there in the center, everything closes there. You got the other center console here, one USB port there, USB-C port there. This is kind of deep there, I will say, for sure. But it doesn't look like you got any USB-Cs right down in there, but it does look like there's some sort of light there to hold it up there, okay? Everyone, on the side here, near towards the door there, you kind of see the clicker button to get up out of there of the car. Clicker button, this is a puller now for the kind of emergency open there, and then the window remains the same. Definitely some more carpet material here on the sides. Don't know if I like that. I'm looking at everyone from a cleaning perspective. That's going to be tough to clean, but I do like now how it looks on the floor, how it appears. Everything kind of just looks kind of clean, very clean lines. Everyone looking at the side here to kind of see everything looks to be more buttoned up here, because on my Model 3, this one here, one of them is kind of low and it's kind of off center here. But so far from what I'm looking at on the sides here, it looks pretty clean. Like they cleaned it up really, really nicely here. The only other things I'm looking at and thinking about is that, of course, you have the perforated seats there, so you got heated and cooling now, which is nice, I will say, compared to what has been done in the past. But so far, everyone, what I'm looking at, this looks like an upgrade for sure. I don't know, I'll have to do some reflecting here. I don't know if I would pay the amount of money that they want for the car, but from what I'm seeing though, if for anyone who hasn't had a Model Y or 3, I think this is good. I think it's good. I think it is.